Do you support building the wall?
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to build a wall all the way 2,200 miles from San Diego to Brownsville, Texas, but you need it in the populated areas. There's 5 huge gaps in that wall where these immigrants are coming through, and we need to seal those immediately. It is a national crisis. And we also, one of the things we can do to end this is we can make passport cards available to every American for free. And you need those then to get a job, and that will shut down the border overnight too. And it will also make
you can shut down the border, obviously, with the National Guard or sheriff's departments or police. Shutting down and securing the border is a pretty straightforward operation. It would seem that the administration currently didn't want to do it. They changed their mind. But 2 more quick things for you here. You consider yourself a constitutional absolutist, which I appreciate, by the way, when it comes to free speech in this country. It's under assault every single day. We're now hearing more and more whistleblowers saying that this government worked with social media companies and others to silence people, you included, by the way. And I find it abhorrent to what the United States is supposed to be. Freedom of speech, the First Amendment of the United States Constitution, is the envy of the rest of the world. And our government is apparently acting out and silencing people like yourself or me or whomever that they think is spreading the wrong message. I mean, how do you address that?
Well, I would address it by issuing an executive order the day that I get into office, forbidding any federal employee from discussing or talking or colluding with any social media site or media site to censor political speech in this country. It's just wrong. Everybody knows that. There's never been a time in history when we look back and the people who are censoring speech were the bad guys. Were the good guys. They're always the bad guys. It's always the first step toward totalitarian control. And we've been warned about that by Orwell, by Aldous Huxley.
Sure, well, let me ask you, are the Democrats the bad guys? This is the party that you've been a member of for years and years. You seem to be going away from that. The Democrats seem to be the ones engineering this censorship, silencing people, canceling people. Are the Democrats the enemy in your mind now?
Well, the same thing was happening during the Trump administration, but the level of collusion and the energy put into it by the Biden administration was much, much larger. And Judge Doty's decision, and my lawsuit, Kennedy versus Biden and Missouri versus Biden, which now have been consolidated, have yielded all these discovery documents that show that 37 hours after he took office, after taking the oath of office to uphold the Constitution, President Biden's White House was ordering Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram to remove my accounts. And all of those sites were saying, well, what he's saying is actually true. It's not misinformation. It's accurate. And
malinformation. That's the new word they use now, right? Malinformation. It's information they just don't like, right?
They had to coin a new word, which is malinformation, which means information that is accurate, but nonetheless, unpleasant for the government. So, isn't
that what the First Amendment's for? It's not for happy speech. It's for unpleasant things. It irritates people. It frightens people. It angers people. That's the point. That's why it's the envy of the rest of the world. We couldn't have this conversation in 70% of the countries around the world, you and I, right?
You're right. I like what you say about that we are the envy of the rest of the world. The rest of the world